Order. Okay, fine.
What is? Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's going to record and he's going to then put it on his channel and we are going to get only.
It's true, and I have almost 4 subscribers, so you guys are going to be famous. Okay, so
Listen, you're going to put it on the B612 channel and that has got more than 4 subscribers. So please.
Oh, I should also mention I'm very excited to quiz with Sourjo because I haven't done that before.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I want to. I've only
sex.
seen.
I think
Yeah.
he's been treated like a celebrity.
Nothing to get excited about.
not questions.
But isn't Sourjo a cuisine celebrity anyway? I think he is.
I doubt that strongly.
Oh, please. Sourjo, I've seen you play all your games, mostly. At least ZQL, I've seen you. Whenever you're playing a ZQL game, I'm sure I'm in the room watching you. So please.
Although,
okay.
it has to be said, if Sourjo is a celebrity, then Vivek, you are too. You're on the same.
No.
That is true.
I am not. Listen, if there's Ent and Lit that I know, then I consider myself lucky.
Only books in the background as well. I think the entire ensemble is perfect.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
Okay, welcome to week 3. This is week 3, right? Yeah, this is week 3.
Yeah.
Seat 1 today is Soham, seat 2 is Arpita, seat 3 is Vivek, and seat 4 is Sourjo. I'm glad this group came together. I signed up for it in a hurry. You are people that I like. Shall start? 3 questions first for Soham. According to the singer, the blank in the title of this 2003 track is a metaphor for something that makes women special, but could also simply be a reference to oral sex. She's also on record saying that she doesn't even like blank. Fill in the blank with something that brings all the boys to the yard.
Milkshake.
Is correct. Do you want to sing?
I don't know actually. I just know the phrase.
Is right. Milkshake by Killis. Second question for you. Benny's Burgers is a diner from which 2016 sci-fi show. After escaping a laboratory, a child test subject tries to steal French fries and is caught by the restaurant owner, who then calls social services. As a consequence, the owner ends up dead.
Stranger Things?
Is correct. This is Stranger Things. I take it you haven't watched the show?
I watched it only the first season and very long time ago, but kind of suddenly remember it might be.
Okay. Third question for you. The association of this item with a sporting tradition started after a local manufacturer donated some to a victorious competitor in 1950. But the actual ritual involving the item was introduced inadvertently only at the 1966 24 Hour of Le Mans. Ferrari Tento has been the official supplier since 2021. What ritual?
Champagne.
I can prompt you. I need a little more.
Drinking champagne after after a race is one.
I suspect you know the answer, so I'm going to prompt you again. Not drinking, but
the spraying of champagne, etc.
Spraying is what I needed. Thank you for giving that. Okay, 3 out of 3 to begin. No pressure, Arpita. Your 3 questions.
Yeah.
Food has been the cause of some conflicts or used inventively in many modern day protests. In 2018, a climate-fueled conflict over 277 square miles of water between USA and Canada became the subject of an award-winning documentary. Involving an area known as the Grey Zone in the Gulf of Maine, the two nations have been at odds about rights to what particular product available in plenty in this area.
Maple syrup, and these are maple trees.
Not that.
Pass.
Pass, Sourjo.
Cod.
Not cod. So.
Lobster.
Lobster is right. The lobster fishing ground. Cod is also a great guess because there were cod balls as well.
Nice.
This is the lobster ball. Question for Arpita now. This award-winning graphic novel by John Layman and Rob Guillory follows a psychic FDA agent tasked with locating chicken that is now illegal due to a bird flu virus. He soon realizes that he has taken on more than he can handle when he finds human remains in fast food. Name the book that has a one-word, 4-letter title.
Meat.
Meat. Vivek.
I can't recall this. Damn it, pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
This was in another quiz also.
No, pass.
Of me.
Pass to Soham.
Pass.
Passes. So I
Be
had
something like
This is C
uh,
or H. I don't know what.
something related to consuming. Or,
Yeah, the cover is there with a guy with chicken or something in his hand, or there's something going on. I can't
So I had to be
remember.
careful while reading this. He says he has taken on more than he can.
Chew. Oh, this is chew.
okay.
Ah, yes. Damn it. I knew it was starting on C. Oh, this is going to haunt me now for a while.
Yeah, third question, Arpita. The Crayola number 96 big box, introduced in 1992, contains 16 new unnamed colors. The names were eventually selected via a nationwide contest. The orange shade was named after a dish that has a classic two-ingredient title. This particular shade is probably closest to the craft version of the dish. Which dish are we talking about?
Mac and cheese.
That's correct. This is mac and cheese. Question for Vic. Binging with Babish is a YouTube cooking channel created by Andrew Ria, Gay Babish, that recreates recipes featured in film, television, and video games. In this still, Babish attempts to recreate cuisine sauce made in which iconic 1990 film? Babish remarks that cutting the garlic so thin that it becomes with oil doesn't really make a difference, but admittedly looks pretty cool.
Train spotting.
Not train spotting.
I'll pass.
Passes. Sorry.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is right. There's a scene in which the gangsters are in prison, but they have so much influence they still manage to eat very well. Arpita, that echo thing is happening again on your end. Do you have
Okay,
earphones
my
in
bad.
too? Okay. Question for Vic. Known simultaneously by his birth name, a real stage name, and B Rabbit after his character in a semi-autobiographical movie, which artist gets its stage name from a phonetic rendering of his initials because a candy company would not allow him to use his initials separated by an ampersand?
Eminem.
Is correct. This is correct. Question of Vivek. Harry K.G., now 104 years old, is known for his bartending inventions and popularization of tiki culture. What now popular inedible garnish did he use on a tapa punch in 1959? While there is dispute about whether he was the first one to use this as a garnish, some find it plausible since the bar already stocked the item as a decorative toothpick.
Inedible. I don't know that.
And second,
Pass.
Pastor Arpita.
It's that tiny umbrella that goes on top of
Is correct.
cocktails.
So
I was just going to say that, but I didn't know what. Paper umbrella.
they're called
Okay.
parasols or paper umbrellas?
Nice.
Question for Sourjo now. Boulevard of Broken Dreams is a 1984 painting by Gottfried Henwein that replaces the Unknown Patrons in Which famous 42 painting with those of celebrities who met tragic deaths, namely James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, and Humphrey Bogart.
Nighthawks.
Is correct. This is Edward Hopper's Nighthawks. Yeah, second question. Arrayed on the ladies' day banquet table were yellow green avocado pure house stuffed with crab meat and mayonnaise. This line from the author's only novel, where avocados are significant symbols for the protagonist Esther Greenwood, represent her desire to stand in opposition to traditional domestic gender models. Name either the work or the author.
Bell jar.
You can't go more than 2 weeks without seeing this in a quiz. This is Beljar.
Yeah.
Question for Sourjo. Harold McGee's On Food and Cooking, first published in 1984, is considered a landmark publication for modern chefs, providing a scientific reference for the treatment of foodstuffs. In it, McGee explains the old advice of testing an egg's freshness by placing it in water. Fresh eggs will sink and rotten eggs will float, but why? Specifically, what component inside the egg changes in size with time after laying, a component that is visible even in shelled, hard-boiled eggs?
Like, are you looking for egg white or some scientific name?
It's not egg white. Vivek?
I don't know the yolk then.
Not the yolk. Soham?
No, the yolk.
Pass.
Pass to Arpita.
Is this that air bubble which slowly fills in with hydrogen sulfide? Okay, air bubble, I'll say.
Air bubble is correct. So
First, there,
the air gap inside the egg will expand as the egg gets older. So the egg reduces in density and starts to float. Well done.
Nice.
That ends round 1. Everybody's on the scoreboard. Start round 2. 3 questions for Soham. Hot Dog Taste Test is a collection of comics by Lisa Hannawalt. This work shares many motifs, that is pop culture references, offbeat humor, and awkward animals, with which hit show for which Hannawalt served as the production designer.
BoJack Horseman.
Is correct.
You can actually see the style of BoJack as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in a couple of other quizzes, people have been attempting a different show called Tuca and Bertie, which is also acceptable.
Yeah.
So it's also
Yeah,
made by the same
actually,
person.
those two birds at the right side of the table look exactly like them. Little bit.
I got it from the right, the other birds, because they look
Okay.
very much like some
Those
BoJack characters.
In BoJack. Right.
Question 2 was Soham. The stage name of which rapper came about by modifying the name of an alcohol brand? The modification arose because Instagram would not allow the use of the brand's name as is. The rapper is also Playboy's first creative director in residence.
What in every alcohol brand ever suddenly.
10 seconds.
Keisha.
Not that. Vivek.
Pass.
Arpita.
Cardi B.
Is
Some
correct.
Bacardi.
This is from Bacardi.
Oh, nice.
B Cardi or Cardi?
Nice.
Question for Soham. Pasta advice from Harold McGee's on food and cooking. Using hard water, that is water containing alkaline, calcium, and magnesium ions, to boil pasta can increase stickiness in noodles, since the ions act as a glue that bond noodle surfaces to each other. Since most city tap water is made alkaline to avoid pipe corrosion, McGee recommends the addition of what to water before boiling to minimize sticking.
Salt.
It's not salt. Vivek.
Baking soda.
Not baking soda. Sourjo.
Detergent.
Not detergent. Arpita.
I'll pass.
I know detergent is used for this only, but
Wouldn't want to have pasta made by Sourjo.
yeah,
So you're
something of
trying,
that sort.
you're trying to counteract the fact that the water is alkaline.
Oh, lemon
With
water.
acid. Vinegar.
Lemon.
Vinegar.
So vinegar,
Acid
lemon
vinegar.
juice, pretty much
Oh.
anything is acceptable. Anything that
Hmm.
counteracts the alkaline nature of water.
Yeah.
Question for Arpita. Pierre-Auguste Renoir's 1881 painting Luncheon of the Boating Party features prominently in which 2001 French rom-com, one of the highest grossing French films globally. The full title of the film is, Le Fabuleux Destin de Blanc Poulain, with the eponymous lead played by Audrey Tautou.
Only one arrow I have in my quiver. Amelie.
And that arrow hits. Well done. Question for Arpita. Anthony Bourdain made a living off of traveling to new places and embracing the local culture, usually in the form of specialty dishes that would seem incredibly exotic to the majority of his Western audience. One of these was a preparation made of an entire cobra, that is beating heart, blood, bile, and meat, in which Asian country? The Limart village, where he filmed this episode, has now turned into a major tourist attraction and brands itself simply as a snake village. I will play the video, warning it is fairly graphic.
They zip that guy open right in front of you. They put the beating heart right into a little dish, and it's pumping away like right out of a horror movie. Hey, come on, man. Hey, let's go. It's fresh. I want it beating. Cheers, folks. Feel strong. it kind of pumps on its way down.
Sorry, what was the question?
Question is, which country is this?
Yeah.
in?
Vietnam.
It is Vietnam. Your third question. In this 2008 song, frontman Travie McCoy wants to be faithful, but faces one little problem. He's got a thing for Milano Biscotti Italianos, Oreos, butter pecan Puerto Ricans, oatmeal raisin Asians, hazelnut Brazilians, macadamia Caucasians, double stuffed and thin mints. What titular object can he not keep his hands out of?
The cookie jar.
Is correct.
Oh.
Nice.
Question for Vivek. The Salad Revolt of 2013 in Brazil began as a student-led demonstration advocating for free public transportation. But the police used brutality against two students who were carrying a bottle of a certain product in their bags, claiming that it could be used for manufacturing bombs. In response, the protest raised a slogan inspired by the title of a graphic novel about a foiled 17th century event that is particularly relevant this week. What slogan which mentions the bottle product in question?
Pass.
Pass to Soham.
Pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
Mentions about pass.
Pass to Arpita.
Pass.
Nobody's feeling brave today.
I was thinking V for Vendetta,
For Vendetta.
Yeah.
You've got the title.
But what is
Can
it?
you name the product?
but it doesn't. The slogan was remember the 5th of November. There's
No,
no
so
Yeah.
product in
you
that.
just have to use the title of the novel. So V for Vendetta is right. This one is V for Winning.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh, okay. It was inspired by. Okay.
Somehow I was thinking of a brand for some reason. But
Actually,
yes, this
it
makes
says
sense.
product here, right?
Yeah.
Question for Vivek. Tech billionaires have a penchant for experimenting with their eating habits. The richest man in the world at the moment, Elon Musk, is no different. To fuel his 80 to 90-hour work weeks, Musk claims that he doesn't often get time for breakfast, but when he does, he usually reaches for what confectionery, an apt choice considering one of his missions.
Pass.
Pass to Soham.
Mars bars.
Is correct. He reaches for a Mars bar.
I didn't know how to pronounce that word. Ponchon. What do you say? Ponchon.
I said poncho. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Somebody else said like that, so I just picked it up. So I don't know if that's correct.
TIL for me.
Before that, I was saying penchant, and yeah.
Same here.
Question for Vivek. This work of literature is set in a fictional country called Panem, derived from the Latin phrase panem et circenses, meaning bread and circuses. Each district has its own distinct kind of bread. A character is christened the boy with the bread, and bread is even used as a memory device. Which 21st century trilogy is this that is also adapted into a film trilogy?
The Hunger Games trilogy.
It is Hunger Games. Question for Sourjo. Crashdown Cafe is the very apt name of a restaurant in which 99 sci-fi show. Named for a location that shot to universal fame in 47, the show was reimagined in a 2019 show named Blank, New Mexico.
Is Blank the name of the 99 show?
Yes,
Roswell.
Roswell is right. Question for Sourjo. While they can be seen in the NBA and the World Series, celebratory showers with this liquid have become a mainstay of the Super Bowl, to the extent that gaming websites invite bets on the color of the liquid used. What liquid are we talking about? Some teams prefer the rival product produced by Coca-Cola instead for sponsorship reasons.
Fanta.
Not that. So,
I have two guesses, but I'll go with Gatorade.
Gatorade is right.
First
Yes.
guess.
American teams will normally do a Gatorade shower on their coach or their star player after their match is won. Question for Sourjo. In a headline-grabbing event in the lead-up to the COP27 summit this week, Van Gogh's Sunflowers painting on display at London Gallery was smeared with what product by two protesters from the group Just Stop Oil. They said fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of blank.
Tomato soup.
Is correct. This is tomato soup. Do you know the brand as well? It's,
Campbell.
a lot of people said it should have been
Fine.
Campbell for a tighter message,
Yeah.
but it was Heinz instead.
Yeah.
Okay, that ends round 2. Great round for Arpita. Picked up 4 points over there. Well done. We'll start round 3. Question for Soham. In 2016, Virgin Group founder Richard Branson confessed to a heavy consumption of this item. He begins the day with it, and over the course of the day can consume around 20 cups of it. Which specific beverage is this? Made from a blend of black varieties originating from Assam, Ceylon, and Kenya.
How specific does it have to be?
It is quite specific.
Black tea.
It's not black tea, Vivek.
Pass. I mean, if it's this specific, then
Past Arpita.
Pass.
Past Sourjo.
Us.
is it Earl Grey? No. No, it's not
Yeah.
Earl Grey.
No, Olga, it's a type of tea.
Assam is
It's a type of tea,
Oolong,
specifically
no.
one that is made from varieties that come from these 3 places and then mixed.
Yeah.
So it's called English breakfast tea.
Indian.
English breakfast. Yeah.
Question for Soham. In this episode of Binging with Babish takes inspiration from which 2007 movie to recreate its titular dish?
Oh, there's no video.
There's no video.
Ratatouille.
Is correct. That is Ratatouille.
I haven't actually seen the movie. I just
Nice. So you
Very
picked it up
nice.
from just titular. Well done. You can see that when I was taking the screenshot, I had also taken a previous screenshot, and you can see that I took a screenshot of the previous screenshot. Right there.
nice.
Question for Soham. In addition to being a famed photographer, Robert Cameron is known for inventing a diet in his book subtitled How to Lose Weight with a Minimum of Willpower. Times Magazine described the book as a cocktail of visual thinking, a jigger of nonsense, and a dash of sound advice. Which fad diet is this that shares its name with a George Strait song?
Keto? No, it's not. It's
It's
not
not that.
but
Right?
okay.
Pass.
Past Arpita. Past Sourjo.
Us.
Passes. So I think the only hint is in this review, which says cocktail, jigger, and dash. This is called the drinking man's diet. Tough one. Question for Arpita. In 57, which cocktail resembling the local waters did Harry Yee invent at the Hilton Waikiki? It is not to be confused with a similar sounding cocktail that uses creme de coconut instead of sweet and sour.
Pina colada.
Not that quick.
Pass.
Sourjo.
Blue Lagoon.
Not Blue Lagoon. So
Us.
this is
It's not Mai Tai, right?
it's not my head. Can you guess where this is?
It's in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
It's in Hawaii.
Hawaiian punch.
Hawaiian punch.
It's
Oh.
just called Blue Hawaii.
Blue Hawaii.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
There is another drink called Blue Hawaiian, which is apparently not acceptable.
Hmm.
Question for Arpita. Which US rock band is arguably the most successful band in the history of alt rock with 85 weeks at the number 1 on the Billboard's alt rock charts? According to the lead singer, the name was selected despite being reminiscent of Louis Armstrong's Hot 5 and several other brands.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Is correct. This is Red Hot Chili Peppers. Question for Arpita again. Milliways is the name of a restaurant from which sci-fi book series? It is better known by a spatially descriptive name and allows patrons to view a gnab gib before dessert.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's correct. This is Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Oh,
Galaxy.
I've not read, but I assume this means the restaurant at the arms.
Yep. That's the spatially descriptive name is Restaurant at the End of the Universe. You can view a Big Bang in reverse over there.
Yeah.
Question for Vivek. Seconds is a graphic novel by Brian O'Malley that tells the story of a head chef who is able to do over her past mistakes by eating mushrooms. It is similar in drawing style to which popular comic series by O'Malley that was adapted into a 2010 film with Michael Cera in the titular role.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Correct. Scott Pilgrim is the comic series. The movie is called Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Question for Vivek. After spending time with the local San people, Anthony Bourdain was once offered the prize portion of their latest catch, an unwashed warthog rectum. To his credit, he didn't back down from the challenge, but Bourdain has frequently described this as the worst meal of his life. In which country did he have this experience? Home of the second highest population of Bushmen in Africa.
What am I doing with my life? Is this any way to make a living? Rectum, barely cleaned, unwashed, the last foot-long segment of lightly charred poop shoot.
It's all right. Good. It's all right. Try it, please.
Am I sneering? Do I sound ungrateful, culturally insensitive, rude? Maybe. There are limits to what I can bear. Yes, even me. And I've reached my limit.
Okay.
I've gone way beyond it.
It's okay.
Was it Soham?
Namibia.
That's correct. This is Namibia. Can you tell me how you worked that out?
I knew the San people are from Namibia.
Ah, okay. Yes.
I had that guess, but I would have never taken it. Already 3 wrong guesses.
A lot of people went for Botswana. Botswana has the highest population of San people. Second highest is Namibia. Question for Vivek. The green color from the Crayola number 96 big box shown in this image was named after which vegetable infamous for its olfactory effects on urine?
Spinach?
Not spinach. Arpita?
I have 2 answers. I'll go with asparagus.
Is correct. Well done.
Oh, what else? I'm thinking Brussels sprouts also. But
I think I might have heard that too. Even Brussels was supposed to do something to you, but asparagus is
yeah,
famous.
yeah. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. But yeah, the color looks more asparagus.
Okay.
I don't know.
Question for Sourjo. At some point during his 2-year vegan stint, Twitter founder Jack Dorsey visited his parents for Thanksgiving. His mother commented that he had turned orange. Specifically, his skin, eyes, hair had all assumed a bright shade of orange, largely due to his heavy consumption of which specific supplement?
Vitamin A.
Not that, Vivek.
Pass.
Last one.
Pass.
Last Arpita.
Carotene.
I can prompt you. I need something a little more specific than that.
Beta carotene. I don't know.
Is correct. It is beta
Oh,
carotene.
my. This is a house episode, by the way.
Yeah. Somebody turns orange in a house episode.
Yeah.
Question.
Vitamin A is the thing you get from beta carotene. So I don't know, I went 2 micro.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I should probably look that up in case I need to change it then. Thank you for
I
that.
was also going to say vitamin A. You guessed it, but yes.
Question for Sourjo. In 1957, what non-edible item made of bamboo did Harry Yee drop into a cocktail as an alternative to a swizzle stick? The drink aptly came to be known as a tropical itch and created a local cottage industry for producing the item. 10 seconds.
Like a miniature tiki torch or something.
Not that. Vivek?
I don't know, stirrer or bamboo stirrer.
Not a stirrer. So,
Us.
Master Arpita?
Bamboo straw.
Not a bamboo straw. This can be used as a stirrer as well, I suppose. You've probably seen this in glasses, but you don't know what it's called. It's called a back scratcher. That's what it looks like.
No.
Question for Sourjo. In one of the most touching episodes of Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations, Bourdain described a family meal that he was invited to be a part of where a freshly caught seal was devoured raw. As the honored guest, Bourdain was offered the eyeball, which he gratefully accepted. In which country was this episode filmed? I'm going to play it. Warning, there is a lot of blood.
And of course, and it was inevitable, really, wasn't it? I'm offered the best part, the eyeball, to be slit and sucked out like a fat Concord grape.
I'll split it with you.
This is an act of pure generosity and kindness to an honored guest.
Okay.
Break it like this
Okay.
and suck it like a nipple.
Not bad.
Iceland.
Not Iceland, Vivek.
Pass.
Last round
Canada.
is correct.
Ah,
So you want a cold place with where you might turn into indigenous people. This is in Quebec, where he's sitting with an Inuit family and having a raw seal. Well done.
Yeah, plus they spoke in English, which is what
Yeah.
finally kind of confirmed that.
Nicely
Because
done.
I was thinking like Greenland or something.
Well done. That completes round 3. Great round again for Arpita. Picked up 4 points over there. Unlucky round for Soham, who had 2 X's but still got 3 points. Okay, entering the last round. No, this is round 4. Sorry, question for Soham. What food item serves as a euphemism for censorship in China, where this is served at events of protest? The most famous incident took place in 2010 when artist Ai Weiwei's studio was ransacked. Afterwards, the protest saw a serving of this item for dinner each evening.
Honey.
Not honey, Vivek.
Pass.
Passes to Sourjo.
pass.
Arpita.
Us.
Passes. So this is simply crab or river crab. There is a cool funda here. So China, when they announced what they're doing when they got aggressive with their censorship, they often attach it to an old announced mission of theirs, which is basically harmonious peace. We are aspiring to harmonious peace. The Chinese phrase for harmonious peace sounds a lot like the phrase for river crab. So this is, if you want to be sarcastic about somebody being overly censoring in nature, you say they're river crabbing instead of harmonious peacing.
Nice. I was going with honey because of Winnie the Pooh, but then timeline didn't fit, of course. Right.
Question for so Dinner Party is the centerpiece of the Sackler Center for Feminist Art at the Brooklyn Museum. It is created by which groundbreaking artist? It features 39 place settings, each commemorating an important woman with appropriate styles. The names of another 999 are inscribed on the floor.
Feel like I've done a quad on this person, but I can't remember the name. So pass.
Pass to it.
This is cute. It's been done as a quad. Can't remember the name. Pass.
Passes to Sourjo.
Judy Chicago.
He remembers. It is Judy
Yeah.
Chicago.
Nice.
He was part of the question that time, and we just asked. I mean, not we. I think this was FLQL. FLQL asked about
Yeah.
individual
The name,
women,
the people. Yeah.
the women who are commemorated. Well done. Well remembered. Question for Soham. Although it's visually among the more intriguing dishes that he's tried on TV, Anthony Bourdain swore that the balut is actually a perfectly attractive meal, extremely popular in many countries, particularly in South China and Southeast Asia. The dish is essentially a fertilized, developing egg embryo that is boiled and eaten from the shell. While it is also a staple food in Cambodia and Vietnam, in which island nation did Bourdain try this preparation?
Is it a sovereign island nation?
Can't clarify.
Indonesia.
Not that. Vivek?
Pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
Philippines.
Philippines is right. Question for Arpita. In 2011, Mark Zuckerberg took up a personal challenge that saw him consuming meat only if it met a very specific criteria. What rule did he follow that allowed him to eat certain goats, pigs, chickens, lobsters, and other animals that were easy to get his hands on? The common name is a 4433 phrase, but a general description will also get you points.
Basically, he would eat something only if he grew it, or he had them, he farmed them. Oh yes, I will say that. Self-farmed
Okay, I can't do that.
meats.
Vivek?
Pass.
Pass to Soham.
Pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
Pass.
Passes.
Yes.
I'm going to feel bad about this. Arpita was absolutely on the right track, but you said farmed. He's very particular that
Locally
he
sourced.
wants to be killing what he
what
he has to do the
he-
slaughtering.
Oh.
He will
Got
buy
it,
a pig
got
if he has to, but he has to kill the pig himself, and only then he can eat it.
Yeah.
This is very Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah, very Starkish.
Yeah.
Question for, there's apparently in Jack Dorsey's memoir, he's apparently covered an incident where he was invited to dinner and Mark Zuckerberg basically killed a pig in front of them to serve it to them.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that. Oh, interesting.
Question for Arpita. In this episode of Binging with Babish remakes a recipe from one of his and the question setter's favorite movies, a 1996 comedy about a failing restaurant that decides to pour all of its resources into one incredible evening of fabulous, painstakingly made food. The centerpiece of the feast and the movie is the timpano, a ridiculously complex pasta dish. Which movie are we talking about?
The Last Meal.
Not that. Vivek?
Pass.
Soham?
Pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
I'm sure I know what this is, but I can't remember. Pass.
Passes. It's a movie that basically made Stanley Tucci's career.
Yeah, I know. Can't remember the name at all. Two-word name, I think.
Big
He's the writer, director, star, whatever. Question for Arpita. Originally a medicinal preparation, the mint julep became popular as a cocktail after it started being awarded in a sterling silver cup to the winner of which sporting event, which has run uninterrupted since 1875.
This has come before, right? I'm just trying to choose which one it is. Kentucky Derby.
That's correct. This is the
Oh.
category. Question for Vivek. Milk advice from Harold McGee's on food and cooking. In terms of cooking behavior, the dozens of proteins floating around the milk can be separated into two broad groups. Those that clump together and coagulate in acidic conditions, and those that remain suspended in the liquid. I need you to name both.
Protein and fat. I don't know.
What's your answer?
Protein and fat.
Okay, not that. So,
I'll name both. I can name one maybe, so pass.
passes to Sourjo.
Lactose and galactose.
Not that. Arpita?
Ah,
Passes.
Pass.
So,
Agglomerative or something, right?
not that. So, you might know the word for this. When milk clumps together and coagulates in acidic conditions, what do you call that?
Curd.
Curd. So, curd is one of them, and the other
Curd
one
and
Curd and
whey.
whey.
is whey.
Ah, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, nice.
Question for Vivek. Which tournament has a tradition of the winner drinking milk, beginning in 1933, when Louis Meyer commemorated his second win with a glass of buttermilk as per his mother's advice? Today, every driver is polled before the race on their preference for whole, 2%, or skim milk, with some even requesting chocolate.
And I don't know sports, and since you're saying driver, I'm just going to get F1.
Not that. So,
I want to guess a US race, so NASCAR.
it's not that. Arpita?
I'll pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
Indy 500.
Indy 500 is the specific tournament that we're looking for. Well done. Question for Vivek. Despite advice to keep one's blaster holstered, which tavern located on Tatooine in the Star Wars universe sees much violence, such as Han Solo and Greedo's standoff? Obi-Wan Kenobi considered it the best place to find pilots.
The Hangar.
Not that. So,
Most canteen.
say again, please.
Most cantina.
I would like to give this. You're the closest that anybody's come so far. It's actually the most Esli cantina, but it's close enough for my liking if everybody else is okay with it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I just remembered Cantina, that's all.
Yeah, that's what I've seen in all the quizzes I've done so far. Everybody tends to remember Cantina. Nobody's come anywhere close to this. The more popular name is the Most Esli Cantina, and you got most, and that's good enough. Question for
One can say he got most of the answer.
one question for Sourjo. This pink crayon from the Crayola number 96 big box was the only one from the 16 new colors to be given a French name. The word referred to an existing color, itself named after a fruit, variants of which include Hollywood and Irresistible. What was the color named?
Dragon fruit.
Not that, Vivek?
Pass.
Pass to Arpita.
Pass.
Pass to Soham.
Pass.
Do you want to guess the fruit?
Give some clue. Oh, fruit. Pomegranate.
The fruit is
Only
cherry.
Pink fruit. Oh, cherry.
Cherry. Oh, okay.
Color is the French word for it, which is
Like-
cherry.
Ah.
Question for Sourjo. Also called the caveman diet, since it only allows eating foods that would have been available to humans 500,000 years ago. Which diet emphasizes exercise and makes nuts, fish, lean meats, fruits, and non-starchy vegetables a fair game, but completely eliminates dairy foods, grains, processed foods, and starchy vegetables?
Paleo.
Paleo Paleolithic diet is correct. And the last question for this round: which UK musical group was named after one of the members had an epiphany during an aerobics class on how best to represent the diversity amongst its members? The name was also used to devise nicknames for the members.
Spice Girls.
Is correct. That completes round 4. Absolutely terrible round for everybody who's not named Sourjo. Sourjo picked up 5 points, and nobody else picked up anything. Well done. Question. We'll enter the final round, and the quiz is fairly close now. Arpita's at 12, Soham's at 11, Sourjo is at 10. Gap between first and fourth is 8 points. We do have more questions than that. So if Vivek suddenly goes on fire and picks up every single question, then we
I
can
doubt it.
3 questions for Soham. A pious sect of 19th century Norwegians who have renounced the pleasures of flesh are invited to a meal prepared by the titular woman in this short story written in 1957. That was adapted into a blockbuster 1987 Oscar-winning foreign film of the same name. Which story, written under a pen name, that uses the meal as a central device to tell its gripping story?
Don't know this. Pass.
Pass to Vivek.
The best piece.
That's correct. This is the best feast. See, the streak has begun. Question for
No,
Soham.
please.
The green shade from the Crayola number 96 big box was named after a tart and acidic fruit, first cultivated in Australia and now extensively used in cooking pies. What was the color named? I need a fairly specific answer.
Key lime.
Not that, Vivek?
Pass.
Pass to
I was
Arpita.
thinking of that.
Yeah, same pass.
Yeah, I was sure it's key lime. Pass.
Yeah, me too.
Are you passing, sir?
I was like
Yeah, pass.
the minute
Pass.
Soham said key lime, I was like, ah, ye to key lime hi hai. I mean, I was thinking about that as well, but
Not that.
what
So
is it?
you're thinking of so we need a fairly specific fruit, not just a fruit. It's a specific cultivar of a fruit. Green
It
apple.
Oh,
is
so
grape.
this
No,
is
can't be
granny
grape.
granny apple.
Granny
Granny
Smith.
apples. Ah, nice,
Oh, nice.
nice, nice.
Oh, I thought it
I
was
was just
very
stuck on key lime
American.
from pies.
Okay, pie, right. Good. Question for Soham. Apart from inventing cocktails like the Blue Hawaii, Banana Daiquiri, and Hawaiian Eye to cater to tourists who wanted exotic drinks, which flower did Harry Yee use as a garnish for the first time in 1955 to serve as a cleaner alternative to sugarcane sticks, which created a mess on ashtrays?
Elderflower?
It's not elderflower, big.
Hibiscus.
Not hibiscus. Arpita?
Pass.
Pass it, Sourjo.
No, I can't take. Pass.
This is
Really not in sunflower or something.
it's not sunflower. It's a
Can't recall seeing any flowers.
It's a purple flower. Specifically, it's a Vanda variant of an orchid.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That flower. Question for Arpita. Also called the moon diet or the lunar diet, practitioners of this diet are barred from consuming solid foods on new moon and full moon days and are urged to adjust the solid content of the food, increasing or decreasing it according to the moon phases. Which fad diet is this? Once followed by Demi Moore and Madonna.
And one werewolf diet.
Killer guess, well done. This is
It could be right.
I was just thinking it can't be werewolf diet.
Yeah.
Second question for Arpita. Fruit advice from Harold McGee's on food and cooking. In the intact blank, the 1 and 2 ring phenolic compounds are kept in the storage vacuole, the enzymes in the surrounding cytoplasm. When the cell structure is damaged and the phenolics are mixed with enzymes and oxygen, the enzymes oxidize the phenolics, forming molecules that eventually react with each other and bond together in light-absorbing clusters. What effect is being explained here, perhaps most noticeable in fruits that repel folks with medical degrees?
So if you cut an apple, it gets this brown layer.
Is correct.
Oxidization also I'll throw.
Yep, the oxidation is in the question, but the browning of the of any fruit, or specifically apples and bananas, well done. Question for Arpita again. In this 7-volume book, the author uses the scallop-shaped Madeleine cake to contrast involuntary memory with voluntary memory. So much so that the effects of vividly reliving events from the past through sensory stimuli is named after the author in question. Which author?
Nostalgious.
Not that. Vivek.
Proust.
Say again, please.
Proust. Marcel Proust.
Proust is right. Can you tell me the name of the work as well?
Yeah, Remembrance of Things Past, Swan's Way, the first volume.
Okay, and that finishes Arpita's question. She got 2 of those. Clutch performance question now for Vivek. Originally titled Black Pussy, this sexually charged song is possibly about the horrors of slavery faced by black women on plantation estates. Which 71 song is this, which was used in commercials of Kahlua and Pepsi?
Black Magic Woman? No, I don't know if it's 71. But...
Not that, Arpita?
Pass.
Last Soham?
Pass.
Last Sourjo?
Strange fruit.
Say again, please.
Strange fruit.
It's a good guess, but not strange fruit. You did well to stick to the food theme, though. So this is brown sugar.
Wow.
The strange fruit is also about horrors of slavery and all.
Oh, that's a good guess then. Question for Vivek. Shown here is Norman Rockwell's famous set of paintings referring to President Roosevelt's 1941 For Freedom speech, where he identified essential human rights that later went into the Charter of the UN. Fill in the blanks in the title of the painting featuring a Thanksgiving feast. At the bottom left, you can see freedom from blank.
Killing. Freedom from kill. I don't know.
Not that, Arpita?
Freedom from. I'll pass.
Pass this to Soham.
Pass.
Pass to Sourjo.
Want.
Is correct. Keeps you in the game. Well done. Freedom from want.
Was this in some friendly or something?
Yes.
I-
Very
Ah.
recently they showed up in, I think, which one is it, man? I've forgotten and I can't keep track, but Norman Rockwell's freedom from want specifically. We asked about this
Yeah.
one, freedom of speech.
Right.
And in the answer slide, they showed all four. So people have very recently seen this entire thing. Question for Vivek. Inspired from the Buddhist philosophy of Zen, conceptually balancing the supposed yin and yang elements of food, which diet promotes the consumption of whole, locally grown foods over processed foods? It also emphasizes slowing down your lifestyle through moderate food consumption and meditation.
Pass.
Master Arpita,
The raw diet.
the raw diet. So,
Pass.
Sourjo,
Pass.
passes. You definitely heard this name before, although you may not have known there's that much bullshit in it. It's called the macrobiotic diet.
Oh.
No.
Last three questions of the quiz. Sourjo would need to get all three of these to tie for first position. And
I
Soham
don't
would
think
get
that's
the-
going to happen.
Let's see, question for you. Get Blank is a graphic novel by our friend Anthony Bourdain, where people literally kill for seats at the best restaurants. Fill the blanks with the name of the protagonist, inspired by sushi chef Ono, who runs the famous Sukiyabashi Blank and was the subject of the documentary shown here.
0.
Jiro is right, puts you
Yeah.
on 12 points. The book is called Get Jiro, and this is Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Two more questions for you. The music video for which 2015 song depicts a food fight featuring the title item between several bikini-clad women and social media personality The Fat Jew. The frontman of the imperfectly named band explained that the title came about from one of their producers repeatedly misremembering the name of the cocktail Sex on the Beach. Ten seconds.
Cake on the beach.
I can prompt you. You're saying it slightly incorrectly, so I need the correct title. Need an answer?
Cake in the beach.
It's not that, Vivek.
Pass.
Mr. Soham.
Cake by the ocean.
Cake by the Ocean is the name.
Ah.
And that keeps Soham
I haven't
in
heard of
contention
this.
for second position, confirms Arpita's win though. Arpita is definitely winning this quiz. This is the last question of the quiz, and the second place will go to whoever gets this question right. Question for Sourjo. In an episode of Binging with Babish, Babish recreates the beef bourguignon from which 2009 biographical movie? The dish shown in the movie is itself a recreation made by one of the protagonists as she attempts to follow exactly the recipe provided by the other protagonist in her influential cookbook.
Julie and Julia.
Is correct. And that ends.
Julie just died, right?
Yes,
Julie
Julie
died
Powell
about
just
Yeah,
died a
yeah.
couple of days ago.
yeah.
So Arpita wins at 14 points, 1 point behind is
Well-
Soham, 13 points, and 1
Well
point is Soham at 12 points, and not 1 point behind is Vivek at 4 points.
What is this international culture challenge that I see at the end of all this?
Oh.
The
They have
guys,
integrated that. The
culture,
guys who
yeah.
run the scorecard.
the guys who run this score sheet, the wikiquiz.org, they do the ICC. So they're promoting because they know how many people are using it now. Suddenly the Indian leagues have shown up and started to use this. They can see the traffic coming, so they're doing that.
Nice. Clever.
Very nice set.
These spares
Harman.
are there.
Yeah,
What?
good sir.
Sorry?
Are there spares? This is like
There
Bhaiya
are-
Suka Puri bhi chahiye.
There are 2 spares. I can put them 1 second.
Yeah, please.
I loved all the food connections somehow in like a lot of pods, I think.
Everything was
I
food.
didn't expect to see some
Everything was
graphic videos of Anthony Bourdain. Because
Everything was food. I think it's a food set.
The whole
Yeah,
set
that's
is
right.
Okay, I'll read this out. One of the oldest, there is, ideally, there should have been an image for this, but you're not going to see it. One of the oldest videos of Binging with Babish is one in which Babish makes pasta aglio olio, as shown in which movie that is a food lover's delight. The episode ends with Babish saying that the only thing missing was John Favreau for me to make sexy eyes at.
Chef, right?
chef.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the last question for today's quiz will show up in your chat now. In November 1838, the first French intervention of Mexico was spurred by the complaint made by a man named Remontel that his shop was ransacked by the locals and that he needed reparations. King Louis Philippe of France's request for damaged taxes were repelled, which blew into a naval war and capture of a fortress. What type of shop did Remontel run? Also the name of this battle.
Taco
See,
shop.
Some
we'll just
Mexican
stop
Wrong
when
yeah.
vibes for fishermen, I will say.
Say again?
Fishermen.
Not
Taco.
fisherman. What did you say?
Taco shop.
Not taco shop. But I've combined it more with France also. Like this is
Bakers.
so
Bakery.
bakery is acceptable. Patisserie is
Oh.
acceptable. It was called the pastry
Oh.
war. He was running a pastry shop. It's called the
Oh.
pastry war.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
This is one. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks for reading.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Ash.
reading, Arman. Bye bye.
Nice game.